Tono and Luke's Pearl Cannon is one of my favourite things to come out of this community. I mean, just look at the way this thing works. If I hit these buttons, and actually they've got to be corresponding to some of the signs, just like this, I can select a position, and when I click this green button, it will make sounds, and when the sounds turn off, I can then walk in here like this. I'll get an ender pearl, and then I just shoot my pearl up, and as you can see, any minute now the TNT should be blasted all the way over and I land on one of these positions. It blasts it faster than light. Light travels at 320 blocks per second in Minecraft, and I can't get over how cool this thing is. I keep rewatching both of their showcases, which I'll put in the description, but something which has interested me for a while now is how they managed to move the TNT into position so quickly. And they use a combination of both TNT compression and TNT propulsion to blast them along, and these funny slime and honey looking things here. Now, these things were actually created by me. That's right, I had a vague contribution to this project. These are my 26.67 block per second translocators, and it would be foolish to not have this sort of thing in your arsenal, even though it might not immediately be very, very useful, because as you get more advanced and you start doing things like this, having a fast transportation system that is really, really small can really benefit you. So I thought I'd do a quick showcase of this system, which I say I'm incredibly proud of, and I did say that I'd take credit for it, but I don't think that's fair, because it's such a simple mechanism that it's probably been constructed by multiple people in the past. But as you can see, if you put a minecart here, for instance, and then hit the button, then it zooms along at a very high pace and ends up at the end here, and it's accurate every single time. There's no finicky business going on here. It's exactly the same, perfectly aligned every single time, which is extraordinarily useful. It doesn't just work with minecarts, it works with, in fact, most entities. Of course, here you've got it's been done with TNT, but it's not limited to either of those. Unfortunately, as I know, you can't, as the player, stand here and be pushed along because of various moving block bugs. So just put your minecart here, ride it, and press the button. If I ride the minecart and then hit the button, I will be moved along at 26.67 blocks per second. And not only that, but the system itself is one wide, meaning if you get out another flooring material, for instance, then you can go along here and basically make several different lanes of this thing. And if I get another rail like this, I put the rail here and squeeze them both up like this. Of course, they'll push each other around. But both of these lanes are now going to work, which is actually something that's really, really cool. Because it's one wide, it's compact enough to really fit it in some very, very small systems. And for instance, you could have, for something like this, TNT on both sides that get pushed all the way along, pushed into a single block location, and then you've got a very compact TNT compression method. This this system is extremely versatile. If you wanted a not so fast one, but one that's probably more set out for survival mode, then you could do something like this, where you've got a system like this, and you're basically just making this over and over again, like so. And you've also got glass panes or iron bars on the sides of these slime blocks here, and you also have to make sure that you have one on the other side as well, because these glass panes on their own aren't enough to push the minecart forward. So you could just align the minecart onto this glass pane here and just see where it ends up. So it ends up here, which means we need to put a slime block here, a sticky piston, and pretty much just repeat this over and over again. Translocation systems have been around for a very long time, very long time, but they've been broken and patched and messed around with over the years. So it's good to have a nice working design. Now when I ride my minecart, I get pushed along. This is not so quick. This is about 18.16 blocks per second. So I definitely recommend you do this one instead. But if you want a nice cheap alternative, then you could go for this as well. One last note before you go is if for some reason your minecart is stopping and you have set these repeaters to 1 tick, then you may need to fiddle around with the timings on the previous module where the minecart got stuck, because they can require extra delay across chunk borders, which is very unreliable and is sort of the only annoying bit about this. But really all you need to do is make a line as long as you need and just test it out the first time and see where it gets stuck, and just amend it from there. It's not too much of a hassle, so don't worry about that too much. But thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this is useful in some way. If you have an SMP and you want to get around quickly, then this is a really good method. But otherwise, that's all I've got time for today. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.